Happy birthday, little spider! Hi everybody, Beanmeister22 here. This will be a 4-month update for our Colombian blue dwarf tarantula. Yes, I know he doesn't look very blue now, but someday if he grows up to be big and strong, well, he's a dwarf, so he's not going to be big, but someday if he grows up to be bigger than he is and strong, he will be a very cool, amazing blue color. But for now, he's just a tiny brown little spider. He is a terrestrial spider, which means he likes to dig and burrow and find places to hide. Will he climb? Yes, we have video of him climbing upside down on his little habitat. So if you do a quick search on the Google machine for Colombian dwarf blue tarantula, you may or may not find much about him, but he has another name. It's also called the Colombian blue bottle tarantula. So do searches for both of those, and then you can learn more about this type of tarantula. This is another one of those very long-lived tarantulas. And like all the tarantulas we've looked at, the females live considerably longer, years and years and years, longer than the males. This little fella has molted, I want to say, 2 times, maybe 3 times since I got him. Twice in this habitat, once in that tiny habitat. We had him when he was a sling, the first one we put him in. Once there, twice in this one, so 3-ish, I think. I try to save the molts to keep track and to keep count, but with so many spiders, you just can't do that. It doesn't matter how many times he's molted, what matters is how big he currently is. And hopefully someday how cool he would look. This is a fairly rare species. There's not a lot of them around in the U.S. at pet and spider suppliers. Now that might be because they are rare and hard to get, or it might just be because they're not a very exciting spider. Everywhere I look online, it says, oh, they're cute and they're small and they're friendly. Well, I don't think he's friendly. He's not like going to attack you. Well, he could. He's not going to attack you if you leave him in his habitat. And he doesn't seem to be overly aggressive when I'm cleaning his habitat. But when it comes to food, everything I've read about him, and I've also experienced it, he is an aggressive eater. He is a pig. He is a hog. We had a dog like that once on the farm I worked at. His name was Stony. He knocked over the container that we had the dog food in, one of those 40-gallon trash cans with a lid that you can pop down and it stays airtight. Well, he knocked that over and he ate and ate and ate, and we found him. He didn't croak, but we found him laying next to the tipped-over trash can, food all around him, and he was just laying there, oh, I ate too much. He could have croaked. This tarantula is pretty much the same thing. If you keep putting food in there, he's going to keep eating. Yes, you can overfeed a tarantula, a spider, a bug. You can overfeed anything. Some will stop eating when they're full. This fellow won't. He will just keep eating. Will he explode? I don't know if he's going to explode, but he'll probably croak if he overeats. Now, I don't want this video to be used as a care sheet of sorts, but just know this. Don't overfeed him. Find out how much he needs to eat. This is not a daily eater. Some want to be fed every day. This guy, well, I mean, he wants to be fed every day, but this is not a daily feeder. Some people recommend only feeding him weekly. Because he is a terrestrial tarantula, he needs places to hide and substrate to dig in, or a cave. What I did in his habitat is I kind of made a cave right against the wall of the habitat so he would dig there, and then we would be able to see him even if he's not out and about. And in contrary to what I've read about him online, he is not a pet hole. He spends quite a bit of time out and about, especially if there's food. He's not a bad tarantula to have. If you don't like giant, large spiders, I mean, he's your guy. If he's only going to get about 4.5 to 5 inches big, that's fairly small when it comes to the other tarantulas I have. But he's a slow grower, and it's going to take a long time to get up to that size. And if you're going to get a tarantula of this species, you need to know this. Everywhere online it says, and I quote, a rare species from Colombia. And to also quote, it's a cute spider. Yeah, I don't know where they get finger quotes cute from it. But what I'm getting at here is a Colombian blue dwarf tarantula, also called a Colombian blue bottle tarantula. And then it gets really weird. It's also referred to a green bottle blue tarantula. No, it's not. A green bottle blue tarantula is a whole other creature. So in other words, take anything you read about these guys online with a grain of salt. Maybe nobody really knows that much about them because they are fairly rare. Because that is the only thing common with every article or webpage or snippet I've read about this tarantula is rare species from Colombia. So yeah, I got this spider. It's not going to grow very big. It's going to take a long time to get there. And it's an aggressive eater, not an aggressive tarantula. But you don't want it to escape because who knows? It could probably, I mean, if it wants to, it could bite you, right? So this is the 4-month update of our Colombian dwarf blue tarantula. This finger quotes cute dwarf species has a grayish body with a distinctive pop of shimmering blue on its abdomen. Abdomen? Well, not yet. It has to get bigger before it starts getting some color. And that seems to be very common with the tarantulas that we see. They start off as these little brown things that can hide in the dirt, and they don't get their blooms or plumes or amazing colors until they're big enough to actually, defend themselves or do some damage. So I have high hopes for this tarantula. And even though this is our 4-month update, I'm pretty sure he's approximately 5 months old, being about a month or 3 weeks old when I received him. And hopefully someday he will be big enough that we can actually see some really cool colors out of him. Alright, I hope I haven't confused you too much and that you've learned something about this type of tarantula. But if you did get confused, don't feel bad about it because everything on the interwebs about this tarantula is confusing, contradictory, or just flat out wrong. Leave your comments in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching.
Beanmeister 22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.